Hey, this is Victor Antonio with another sales influence moment. Today I want to talk about getting a shot. No, not that type, not a flu shot. But I want to talk about the inoculation theory, which inoculates you from bad news. Now, there's two ways you can use the inoculation theory, and you probably do it today. Maybe you're just not aware of what you're actually doing, which is why you're watching this video, because now you'll know why. And when we use the inoculation theory, we have two typical scenarios. We use scenario one could be when we want to control change. Scenario two is when we want to limit competition. Let me walk through them both. The inoculation theory as it pertains to change. Let's say you're trying to get somebody to change, or we're making an organizational change, we're making a group change, whatever it may be. And you know that down the road, not everything's going to go perfect. Certain things are going to go wrong. So you tell your sales team, look, here's the deal. When we start doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, here's what I want you to expect to go wrong, because it will go wrong. This might go wrong, that might go wrong, that might go wrong, and guess what? That might go wrong, and you know what? There may be something totally unplanned, but we're going to work right through it. So these things may go wrong, and expect other things to go wrong as well. I want you to expect that. What you've just done by telling your team that is you've inoculated them against change. What do I mean? So they start doing something, and when they come across something that they were told already might happen, they're immune to it. In other words, they're going to keep pushing through. Let's take the opposite. Let's say you didn't inoculate them. When they come across their first objection or obstacle, what happens? They go, whoa, I knew this wasn't going to work, and then they go negative. But when you inoculate them, they go, this was to be expected, let's keep pushing through. Our leader said we were going to see this, let's just keep pushing through. So in other words, you inoculate them. What about scenario number two? How could I use the inoculation theory? Competition. Let's say that you're presenting first to a potential customer. You also know that your competitor is coming in later on. So here's what you do to use the inoculation theory. In your presentation, you do your thing, right? Talk about all the wonderful things you do, all the wonderful things your product does, and all the great things your company has to offer. But you also know that your competition might badmouth you. So you tell, during your presentation, the potential client, now look, our competitors will often say this, this, and this, and this, but what they don't understand is this, this, and this, and this. Our competitors also say we don't have this, but guess what? They also don't understand that we have this, this, and this, and we also offer this. Now, let's walk through the scenario. You finish your presentation, you leave. The customer now sits there, your competitor comes in to do the presentation, and somewhere in the presentation, the competitor says, and the company that did the first presentation doesn't have this item. What is the customer thinking at this point? Well, they told me to expect that he was going to say that, and guess what? That person did. In other words, you've just inoculated the potential client at that very moment, basically stopping the competitor from bad-mouthing you or getting pole position on you. Start to get the idea. Again, some of you may do this already in your sales pitch. If you're not doing it, you should. When it comes to change, inoculate people on what to expect, that things will go wrong, and guess what? They'll push right through it. This is Victor Antonio with another sales influence moment, reminding you, change ain't hard when you know how. Take care.